Hey guys, so this sexy devil, sexy devil, is Faustus Blackwood. Um, so I did a video, I think maybe like a week ago, talking about Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and seasons 4 and possibly seasons 5, and what kind of things to expect. Because they're really not revealing too much about plot. We know what's going to be in there for the most part. Like I said in the other video, there's the eldritch terrors, which we know are going to make an appearance. There's the fact that there's two Sabrinas now, one living as Queen of Hell, and our Sabrina, who is just wanting to be a teenager. Um, there's the whole thing with Nick and Prudence, a relationship that's probably going to happen for a short time until Nick probably leaves her and maybe she goes crazy like her father. But I want to talk about him because he is going to die. And you may think, how is he going to die? And thank you, curious viewer, he bears the mark of Cain. How can he die? For people who don't know, when he was himself Lilith, in exchange for him giving her his seed, basically they had sex, she gave him the mark of Cain, which, it's a little on his wrist, and it means he can't be killed. He's not immortal, but nothing can kill him. We saw it with the pagans after they were kind of going to go after him, and he says, I bear the mark of Cain, and they kind of backed off. So heaven, hell, anything on earth, they can't touch him. And that's his downfall. And once again, clever viewer, I know what you're thinking. It's like, okay, well, if he has the mark of Cain and nothing can kill him, then how's that going to be his downfall? Well, luckily enough, the eldritch terrors that he's worshipping so much don't run on our logic. They operate outside of the realm of reality. Remember, after he stabbed the the time egg, what's basically happening is a hole in reality is being ripped open. They have the power to stretch reality and bend it to their will, essentially. They can rip through dimensions, and so they don't operate the way we do. For them, like I said, up can be down, left is right. So that's the great thing. They don't operate the way we do. So they could possibly kill him. Several ways. Anyone who knows the Cthulhu mythos knows that Cthulhu and several other of these older gods, outer gods, old ones, they tend to consume their followers, or slaughter them, or they drive them crazy, actually literally insane. So we may see him completely crazy. We may see him being ripped apart by tentacles, because that's what these old ones are for the most part. They're just an amalgamation of eyes and tentacles, and so we might see him ripped apart, which would be kind of odd, but still interesting to see if they could pull it off properly. He could be devoured. Like I said, they have a tendency, especially due to their size, they have a tendency to devour the followers. They're cultists. So the mark of Cain will prove fruitless to Blackwood once these old gods arrive. Now, it's hard to tell when he's going to die. He's just going to die. Hopefully, it's been a long time coming. The first season he was set up to be like, is he evil? Is he not? And then you realize, no, he's a flat out fucking douchebag, and everything he does is for the benefit of himself. And so this is a long time coming. Finding out that he's possibly the one who actually killed Sabrina's parents by making their plane go down, and have the anti-pope assassinated and stuff like that. He's a douchebag. He really is. And then with the whole pagans, he's killing people. He kills Zelda. He kills Prudence, and he kills Mama Marie. So he's a douchebag all around, and he's going to die. But I want to see him die, not in the first episode, because you would think the first episodes are going to show these terrors walking about or emerging. I want him to die in maybe the second episode, in the second half, or in the third act of the second episode. Each episode is like, what, 55 minutes long? So the first episode, more than enough time to set up the arrival of these, beings. The first half of the second episode can kind of be the plot, the purpose, the plan of what these terrors are going to do. It may come to a point where he might be boasting about how he's untouchable, how he bears the mark of Cain, and no one can kill him, and that's when one of these terrors devour him or kill him, or so I think he's going to be boasting in some kind of way about his mark of Cain, because to him he thinks he can't die, but like I said, they work outside of reality, so they can kill him. Now the second way is banishment. So Hecate, the goddess that the coven now reveres and praises. In Greek mythology, she is the goddess of magic. She's a goddess of witchcraft. She basically protects and is a mitigator for heaven and earth and hell. So if there's a conflict, she can step in and set things right. So if we see a conflict between heaven and hell, and if it gets too much to where no one can handle it, she can step in. Maybe as an avatar, because we don't know if she has a physical form, but it might be an avatar of some sort, or kind of like with World of Warcraft with the Night Warrior, how Tyrande now embodies the essence of the Night Warrior, which is Elune, her fury and her anger, and Elune is Mother Moon. We've never seen her in game, but she is a goddess, and she's able to give this power to someone who goes through the ritual in order to obtain it. So it might be that case where someone might become like the holder of that kind of power. She can also banish people, so she might come along and banish not only Blackwood, but all the old ones, since she is an actual goddess. So the way it looks like she's going to be more powerful than God, which goes along with this whole feminism, female empowerment that the show goes with, because you're constantly hearing them talk about, women having to give up power to men and this and that, and so it's just one of those things where I think they're gonna make a female come in and save the day. I mean, they've already made Sabrina like the anti-Jesus in the second season. Basically, she was doing everything that Jesus did, just in a more satanic way. She resurrected, all that great stuff. And so I think they're going to go for the whole female empowerment. But spoilers. No. That's a good-looking man right there. Well, I mean, right there. If you see what he looks like, he's actually got pretty bushy hair, and makes it look pretty goofy looking. But when he's like that, he's a very nice-looking man. Albeit a rather evil douchebag of a man, but still a good-looking fellow. But yeah. So people are gonna die. Him, guaranteed. He's going to fucking die. Or he's going to live long enough and he's going to be banished. And he's not going to be able to come back, ever. Because as powerful as he is, he's not going to be able to counteract a goddess's magic. So, because Hecate is like almost like a silent guardian at this point. We don't know what she looks like. We don't know where she is. We just know that that's where her, the coven is getting their powers from now. It's from praying to her. So it'd be cool to see. Also, other people who might die. Can't really. We have Agatha and Prudence. We know Agatha is with Blackwood. So maybe she dies, or maybe she finally comes around and snaps out of her madness. She was driven insane by looking at the great god Pan, who is madness incarnate. But since Pan is dead, maybe the effects eventually wear off, or because Pan is dead, his influence isn't as strong anymore, so they're able to reverse everything. Because Dorcas is dead. She's gone. She was killed. So she's not going to be back. So there's down to 2 weird sisters. So it'd be a shame for the other 2 to die after they go through so much development. Prudence might die. I mean, she was killed in the alternate timeline, or I guess you would consider the main timeline. After the pagans, she's killed by Blackwood. So she dies, but then Sabrina goes back in time and prevents everyone from dying. Dorcas is still dead though. But so Prudence may or may not die. She's had really a lot of development over the course of the entire series, so it would suck to see her die. Same thing with Zelda. Any of the Spellmans, Zelda has been killed. Same thing, just like Prudence. Blackwood killed her, but then when Sabrina goes back in time, she's saved. I don't see them killing off Hilda, but I do see them possibly killing off Dr. C. With Hilda and him, engaged and stuff. So I see Dr. Cerberus possibly biting the big one, kicking the bucket here. But hopefully, because I like his character, he's a really cool character. Being an incubus, a male sex demon. Basically, he's like the Hulk, really. Once he gets his little bracelet off and gets that lust going, he's like the Hulk. He can just through anything. As for Sabrina's friends, I don't know. I don't think they would go as far. Now, I might see them in a terrible situation that would cause Sabrina to have to unleash more power, but I don't see any of them actually dying. There might be a situation where she has to choose between Harvey and Nick. Like, one has to die, but then maybe she just resurrects the fallen one when everything's done. I don't think Theo will be touched, and I don't think Roz will be touched in that kind of way. No, now I see possibly Lucifer dying. I mean, think about it. They bring up stuff, but then it's like, well, what was the point of saying that? He says, when they're in the woods, that after they try to kill him, he says that only the spear of Longinus can kill him. Well, that's an awkward line. Why mention the thing that can kill you? Why? Because it's going to be used against him. So Lucifer might be taken out. Maybe a few more angels. I don't think Lilith will be taken out. She's had too much of a same thing, character development. So I think death-wise, we know he is going to die or be banished. We know what's going to happen to him. He's either going to die or get banished. But everyone else, it's more speculation. Like I said, there might be a conflict where Sabrina has to choose between Nick and Harvey, where she tries to use magic to save one of them, but turns out that she can't, and one of them ends up dying. So, yeah. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know I'd love to hear some creative ideas. How do you think Blackwood is going to die? And let me know which other characters you think are going to die. And how. Let's be creative. Keep it within the realm of, reality here. And reality as in stuff that can happen in their world. Nothing like crazy like, oh yeah, a giant Sharknado comes and it eats that. No, something that could actually help happen in their universe. But yeah, so all that stuff, leave me comment down below, thumbs up, thumbs down, all that great stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.